In the last few weeks, two remarkable incidents and events have taken place in India's logistical landscape. One is that Vande Bharat Express has started between Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra station and Srinagar, which is a historic move. And on the second part, Ahmedabad Mumbai bullet train network is on the trial, which means trial runs are being done in the Mumbai Ahmedabad bullet train project. So while simultaneously these two logistical marvels are taking place in India, it is very integral for us to understand that while logistics is very vital for a developed India 2047, and why logistics overall, and why connectivity through roadways, railways, ports, airports is very vital for India to grow and become developed by the year 2047. See, in India's economic journey, transportation has played a very crucial role. And in transportation, railways in particular has played innumerable and a very important role in shaping our national landscape and ensuring that India grows to a very great length. Even in our independence, Indian Railway had a very vital role, and it played a very integral role in nationalization, integration of the country, and making people come together for the national movement. So from that till now, it has been the beacon and it has been the front runner in India's economic growth trajectory. So in today's session, we'll try to understand these two different news pieces, where on one instant, there is Vande Bharat between Srinagar and Katra, which means that it has linked Srinagar with the rest of the country for the first time through rail network. This is one news, and second one is Ahmedabad Mumbai bullet train network. So the first bullet train which is being launched in India in the coming few years. So these two news instances and two important events we'll be covering in today's session. Hello, my name is Preetpal Singh and you're watching Perspective. Now let's talk about the first event. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji flagged off two Vande Bharat trains from Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra to Srinagar, making the launch of a direct rail link to the Kashmir Valley for the first time in history. Now this historic milestone and this historic step is going to pave a great way and is going to have a great potential for connecting India with the Kashmir region and Kashmir's proper integration with the whole country in relation to trade, in relation to transportation, in relation to travel and different other things as well. Ex-Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Shri Farooq Abdullah, also was very emotional while he travelled in this particular Vande Bharat train, which is a semi-high-speed train from Srinagar to Katra for Vaishno Devi Darshan. So Shri Mata Vaishno Devi's Darshan, while doing that, he got emotional and said, "This is a very emotional moment for me personally." Now this particular rail link is a part of the broader Udhampur-Baramulla-Srinagar rail link project. Now this USBRL project, it has been ongoing since 1994. So it has been decades since this project is ongoing, and which was to be extended from Udhampur, which is in Jammu, to Srinagar and then towards Baramulla, which goes even further. And this was officially approved in March 1995 at an estimated cost of around 2,500 crores at that time. And it was declared as a national project in the year 2002. So this Vande Bharat train and Vande Bharat link between Srinagar and Katra is a part of this Udhampur, Srinagar and Baramulla link project. Over the years, different parts, different compartments of this particular big initiative has been operationalized, and one more part has operationalized just now, the link between Katra and Srinagar, which has made Kashmir integrated with the rest of the country in even better way. So now this Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link project is properly completed. Around 272 kilometers of rail tracks have been laid, around 36 tunnels, more than 940 bridges, and at a total cost of more than 43,700 crores, this rail link project has been finished, it has been done. And this is again a very instrumental marvel, infrastructural marvel in the world, and it includes a lot of bridges which are high altitude bridges at a very high altitude, even higher than the Eiffel Tower, which makes these infrastructural projects very monumental in the logistical sector of our entire nation. So now the travel time between Katra and Srinagar has been reduced to just 3 hours. And marking a very transformative milestone in connectivity for the region. See, it has been decades since Kashmir people and Jammu people, they wanted mobility, ease of mobility between the regions. because due to specific terrain, due to very rugged terrains, and due to difficult terrains and extreme weather conditions, especially during the time of winters, most of the times people who had to travel from Jammu to Kashmir, or people who had to come from Kashmir to Jammu, the mobility was inaccessible, and there was a lot of mobility challenges as well. But because of this all-weather rail link between Katra and Srinagar, and if you see the bookings for the last 10 to 20 days, all the bookings are full. That means people traveling from Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu to Kashmir and Kashmir to Jammu, all the bookings have been full for the Vande Bharat train. And in the next few years, this is definitely going to boost economies of both Jammu and Kashmir simultaneously. Because the seamless integration of both the regions will pave a way for economic integration and economic development of the regions as well. And this project, as I already told you, has overcome extreme climatic events, extreme geological challenges, and also it has been made in a seismically active region, which is very seismically active, which means it is prone to earthquakes, and is also snowbound, which is an area of Shivalik Hills and Pir Panjal Range, which basically cuts the Jammu and Kashmir region into two parts. And while this is an engineering marvel, there are two bridges which are worth mentioning in this particular discussion. One is the Chenab Bridge and one is the Anji Khad Bridge. Now, if we talk about Chenab Bridge in specific, it is the world's highest railway arch bridge, which is around 359 meters above the riverbed. Above the river of Chenab, around 359 meters, this bridge has been made. It is an infrastructural engineering marvel, and it rises even 35 meters higher than the Eiffel Tower. It is at such a huge height, and it spans around 1300 meters, and it is the steel arch structure, and it's a key part of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail project. Now, the bridge can withstand wind speeds up to 260 kilometers per hour and is built to last for more than 120 years, which makes it very tensile, which makes it very robust. And the structural steel which has been used to manufacture this bridge can bear the temperatures from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. So different ranges of extreme climatic conditions they can bear, this bridge can bear, which means that it is going to be long lasting. So one is this Chenab Bridge, which is the world's highest railway arch bridge ever made. Now, second one is Anji Khad Bridge. It is again Indian Railway's first cable-stayed bridge. Also, it is in Riyasi district. Now, it spans the deep Anji River Valley, which is south of Chenab River. And also, it connects the Katra-Banihal section of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail project. Now, it is also at a very huge height, around 331 meters above the riverbed, and stretches for around 725 meters across. And it is anchored by around 96 high tensile cables. And also the longest transport tunnel in India ever made is a part of this project as well, which is around 12.77 kilometers in the Ramban district of Jammu and Kashmir. So if we see logistically, if we see infrastructure wise, this project is not short of a marvel. And yes, I've already discussed with you that this connectivity would be year round, where people from Jammu and Kashmir both faced a lot of challenges. In winter season, now that challenge would be demystified. Now that challenge would be gone, because all weather, all year long connectivity will be offered with this Vande Bharat train. And as I've told you, it is going to revolutionize the tourism in Jammu and Kashmir region. Whether it be for Katra region in Jammu, whether it be for Kashmir region, whether it be for Srinagar, it is going to revolutionize tourism. See, otherwise you had two options to go to the Kashmir region. One is directly through flight, you land to the Srinagar airport, you go to Kashmir. Second is through roadways, you go to Kashmir, and for roadways it is very difficult. And flights usually are expensive, and the roadways, it's a difficult terrain and difficult areas as well to navigate. And sometimes during winter season it becomes absolutely difficult, and most of the areas are closed. And in these two scenarios, there is a third way now which has emerged, that is a railway link. And that too semi-high-speed railway link, which covers the distance between Katra and Kashmir, Katra and Srinagar, just in a span of 3 small hours. And due to this, tourism is going to get a boost definitely. Other than that, trade will get a boost a lot. Now, alongside this, in future, these routes would also be used for different other capacities as well. And this route will not shorten, but would broaden in the course of time. And from this, if it's connected, right now it's connected from Srinagar to Katra. Eventually it would be moving towards Jammu Tawi region as well, Jammu Tawi railway station as well. So from Srinagar to Jammu Tawi, direct relation, direct connectivity would be nothing short of a miracle. And while it will revolutionize tourism, it will boost the economy, it will boost the trade, it will boost the people-to-people connectivity of the region as well. Now, many times Jammu people, they feel alienated vis-a-vis the whole state. And multiple times Kashmir people also feel alienated vis-a-vis the whole state. Because Jammu and Kashmir, these regions are two separate regions, which are separated by the Pir Panjal ranges. But because of this connectivity, which offers connectivity in just a span of 3 hours, people-to-people connectivity in one particular union territory of Jammu and Kashmir will also get a boost. So cultural exchanges, and which is why recently in Eid, a lot of people went from Jammu to Kashmir, Jammu to Srinagar in the recent Eid because of this particular connectivity project. So this Vande Bharat project is going to revolutionize logistics in our country. That is one. Now let us move to the second event, which is the bullet train. See, the full name of the project is Mumbai Ahmedabad High Speed Rail Project. It was launched in the year 2017, where Japan gifted a bullet train to our country, where connectivity would be done from Ahmedabad region to Mumbai. And in between, there would be several connectivity projects in place. And it is definitely with Japanese collaboration. And it aims to cut the travel time between the two major financial hubs in the country from over 7 hours to under 3 hours. That is less than half the time which it takes right now. Now, the first phase of this particular project from Sabarmati to Vapi is expected to be completed by the year 2028, and the full connectivity to the Mumbai is projected to be completed by the year 2030. And out of the 300-kilometer rail project, the high-speed bullet train rail project, which was projected, around a 257.4 kilometer project has been completed and constructed so far using the full span launching method. We call it as FSLM. Also, alongside this project will have around 14 river bridges, around 7 steel bridges, and 5 pre-stressed concrete bridges as well as a part of this whole project. And this is going to be the first bullet train project in India so far. But the good news is that the pilot testing has already been started in this 257 kilometer, which has already been constructed. But there is one more thing which we need to observe. There is one of our neighbor economic powerhouse, that is China. Now, it took around 15 years for China to establish one of the world's largest, and not one of, but the world's largest high-speed rail network in the world. Which means China currently is having the largest bullet train network in the world. And it was built by China in the last 15 years, and it is having around 47,000 kilometers of high-speed rail network. And in India, it is not even 300 kilometers. Whereas 47,000 kilometers of high-speed rail network, that is bullet train network for China. And let me tell you, for the entire world combined, the high-speed rail network for the entire world combined, China is having more than that. So the trains which are running more than 300 kilometers per hour, at that speed, the journey from Beijing to Shanghai now just takes 3 hours. Earlier it used to take more than 7 to 8 hours. Now it is just taking 3 hours. And it is backed by domestic innovation and global expansion of China's rail network. And to match it on scale and speed, it is definitely impossible. The scale of it is humongous. The speed is also very accurate, very efficient. And if we see in India, from 2017 we have started this project. Now there were innumerable delays because of the several state governments changing and different other reasons as well. Land passes were not allotted to the companies. Different other reasons were there. But from 2017 till now, 2025, we have not been able to build even 300 kilometers of high-speed rail network. But in a span of 15 years, China has been able to build 46,000 kilometers of high-speed rail network. Which makes us definitely question that infrastructure projects in our country are going really well, yes, but are we reaching to our potential or not? Because potential of our country is a lot more, but the potential is not being reached due to unnecessary delays, due to corruption, due to red tapeism, due to bureaucracy, due to different other reasons as well. And this is where comparison needs to be done, and comparison is required. That in the last 8 or not even 8, in the last 9 to 10 years, we have not been able to build even 300 kilometers of high-speed rail network. And this is something which we need to question. And in this, I would highlight the two events. I would club the two events together. And I will talk about the logistics sector in the country overall. If we see logistics cost in our country, logistics is basically the connectivity in the particular nation. The transport, the travel in the entire nation is termed as logistics. The logistics cost in our nation, which is very essential, by the way, for the trade, for the industry, for the services. Logistics cost in our country is around 14% of GDP of our country. And I'll tell you, it is less or more. The developed countries' average, ideally, is around 7%. So we should have 7% logistics cost of our GDP ideally. But in India, what is the logistics cost? It is 13 to 14%, which means double than the world, or double than the developed nations, which means we are spending a lot on logistics. Cost on logistics is huge. And what is the reason? Simple reason is infrastructural deficiency. Because of infrastructural problems, infrastructural issues, infrastructural deficiencies, we have not been able to reduce logistics cost. Government is definitely having a lot of initiatives. These two initiatives are there, but other than that, we have a very important initiative of dedicated freight corridor. Now, Eastern dedicated freight corridor, Western dedicated freight corridor we have. And other than that, we have multimodal projects. One is Gati Shakti National Master's Plan by the Government of India for multimodal connectivity in the country. Other than that, there is Bharatmala, the roadways, highways connectivity in the country, promotion of that. Another is Sagarmala, the port connectivity and the port road connectivity in the country. These are very massive infrastructural projects. And other than that, we have infrastructural funds also created by the government for providing loans, provision of loans to different infrastructure companies. But still, infrastructure-wise, we are still lacking. See, as there are two sides of the coin, we are doing a lot of things which are good as well, but there are certain things where we are lacking also. You see this Udhampur, Srinagar, Baramulla railway project, rail link project. It was sanctioned in the year 1995 and it is completed in the year 2025. So it took 30 years for us to complete a regional project, which is Udhampur, Baramulla and Srinagar. So it makes us definitely question that what is the reason which is stalling India's logistic growth. And you might be asking a question to yourself that why logistic growth is so important. See, for India to become developed by the year 2047, nothing would be more important than logistics. For industrial growth, for manufacturing growth, for services growth, for MSME sector in the country, for mobility in the country, for connectivity in the country, for trade inside and outside the country, the most vital thing which is there is logistics infrastructure. If that infrastructure is not present, the country can't grow. And China is growing because of its massive infrastructure. India would also grow if it creates its massive infrastructure. So that thing is very, very vital. That thing is very, very important. So single-minded mission mode focus is required. Because pre-independence, infrastructure has been helping us. And even till today, infrastructure is helping us. The railway in our country, if you see the condition of railways, definitely we are improving to an extent. We are introducing high-speed rails. But if you see traditional railway compartments in the country, even today, you see their conditions and you'll be startled, because if you see the conditions in actuality, these are uninhabitable conditions of railway in our country. You see the condition of washrooms, you see the condition of coaches, and also you see the condition of technology used by railways. Today, even in 21st century, very recently, we had a railway collision. So railway collision is very common in the country even today. Railway derailment is very common today, right? So rail related accidents are also there, where again, hundreds and thousands of people are losing their lives, right? So infrastructure wise, there is a lot of potential for India to grow. And the railway network also we are growing. But rather than growing, or other than growing, what we need to make sure is that we improve the quality of the existing infrastructure as well. See, one is that we focus just on the numbers, that how many kilometers of railway is laid. Other thing is, while we focus on the numbers, we also focus on the quality. That whatever 68,000 odd kilometer Indian railway infrastructure or railway lines we have established in the country, out of that, how much railway line is qualitatively laid? And the trains which are running in the country, are they good quality or not? The airport, the port connectivity, the airport connectivity in the country, is it good enough or not? We are trying to reach to 300 airports in the country by the year 2047. We'll be able to touch that mark very soon. But port connectivity, again a very important part. And inland waterway connectivity, again a very integral part. The synergy and better implementation of all these projects is the way out for us to improve the logistical infrastructure in the country. For us to improve the overall infrastructure, this is the only way out. That if we synergize all the projects which I mentioned in front of you, other than that, there are again hundreds of different other projects as well. Different state governments also have a lot of infrastructure projects. If we synergize all of them together, if we work on a mission mode, let's say for 2 days, all the roads in a particular city of a country or particular city of a particular state, for 2 days, all the roads would be shut and there would be revamping of all the roads. Can't we do this in a mission mode? And if we do it in a mission mode for the whole country, what is required is that central government has major powers in this part. So for 1 year, what we can do is an agreement can be made between the central government and the state government, that state government should give the authority and the power to the central government to interfere in the infrastructure in the states and to ensure that the highway connectivity and the roads connectivity, the railway connectivity, all these connectivities at once, quality needs to be improved, and we need to make new infrastructure as well. The students from IITs or students from NITs, IIMs needs to be used for this particular. See, it is our students only who go abroad and innovate and do research. Why can't we make those students stay in our country and give them projects? For example, IIT Delhi, IIT Kharagpur, joint project that you create a bullet train roadmap for the country. You start creating a bullet train technology. Some IITs needs to be synergized, that you create an aircraft for a country. You create aircraft design, aircraft technology for a country. Why can't we work in a mission mode in this particular way, where NITs, IITs, IIMs, their expertise, their skills are leveraged, and first year, second year, third year, fourth year students, they are told that you work on a mission mode and you don't have any projects in the university, in the college. This national projects would be your college projects. And if you perform well in this, you will score good marks. And if you perform really well, you will be part of the government, the research and development team of the government or different departments. If we work at this mission mode, if we cut out the bureaucracy, if we cut out the red tapeism, if we cut out the regulations, cumbersome regulations which are unnecessarily not required, if we streamline them, if we involve artificial intelligence, if we involve digitized technology, and if we involve e-governance in all the processes, definitely single window system. If we incorporate single window system in most of the cases, we will see most of the problems being solved automatically. Because majority of the problem in India, infrastructure wise and different other reason wise as well, it is not in implementation. It is in implementation, yes, of course, but more of it is process related problem than the outcome related problem. Processes are more cumbersome in our country. So processes needs to be streamlined, processes needs to be smoothened in order to ensure that we reach towards 2047 developed country, where infrastructure of our country is comparable to the best international standards in the world. If we are able to do so, these two events which have taken place just now would be leveraged and will be replicated in the entire country as well, especially in the northeast region as well, in the different other lopsided regions of the country where lopsided development is there. If that is ensured, nationwide we'll be able to see living standards of the people would improve to a very great level, would improve to a very significant level. I hope you gained a new perspective from this session. Do let me know what are your views surrounding this in the comment section. All the very best. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.